Alrighty, we're here for a Hour of Devastation draft. Got in a couple drafts this weekend under my belt already. Went 2-1 in both of them. So we're hoping to kind of improve on that. This card I have to read. Search X. Ugh, this is a really disappointing mythic to open. So yeah, cards I'm looking at that are good. Aerial Guide, Ambuscade, Unquenchable Thirst are the good ones. I think Ambuscade's just the best card, so I'll take that one. Yeah, not much else to say. I really wanted to open a cool rare, and this is cool, but not so much in a 40 card deck. So we're just gonna take Ambuscade. I've been liking Aerial Guide. Think that card's really, really good. Unquenchable Thirst, a little better than it looks. You definitely need the deserts to get it going. Firebrand Archer, there's like a cool blue-red deck based around this card and unsummons. But we're just going to take Ambuscade. Ooh, okay. So our neighbor took the rare, but they left us Fervent Paincaster and they left us Open Fire. I think the pick's Open Fire. Slight edge over Fervent Paincaster. Yeah, this one I'm not too sure, but I think it's just Open Fire, which is nice. We're starting this draft off with 2 removal spells. Oh man, Fervent Paincaster is so good though. But yeah, we're just gonna take Open Fire and hope to maybe cut red from here on out. I don't know. They took a rare, the person feeding us, so it's not too clear what we're going to see coming up. Okay, Overcome. This is an incredible card. Probably have to take it. I was happy with Resolute Survivors the one time I had it. Aerial Guide, as I said before, is good. Kenra Scrapper. This card is sweet. This card is just the right stats, and Menace is a really, really good ability. Kindled Fury is a card I like that kind of goes outside conventional wisdom more often than not. It's still like a 23rd card, but it's in game it's going to be good more often than it's bad, I think. Ruin Rat, I think, is a strong card too. The dies trigger, really relevant, but yeah, here I'm just gonna take Overcome. God, it's just so clear. Like, if you've ever played with Overrun in Limited, yeah, you know how good Overcome is. So the fact that I got an Overcome third tells me that green should be open, but now I'm looking at it and there just seems to be, I mean, this pack just seems to have nothing. I can take a Gilded Ceradon to kind of hang on to my Open Fire. Beneath the Sands is not a card. Could take Riddle Form, but that's not going to pair well with green. Ay. Am I really going to take this 5-drop? 4th? This pack is bad, in my defense. Yeah, this pack is bad, so I think in the event of a pack as bad as this, I should just try and hang on to the good cards I've got. And so I'll take Gilded Ceradon. Okay, so blue is open. Blue, we've got Unquenchable Thirst. I guess that's it. I mean, like, this is a really late Unquenchable Thirst, to be fair. But I think I'm probably going to take Kenra Scrapper because it's a card I really like a lot in a color that I know is good. Whereas blue needs a lot of uncommons to make work, in my experience. There's also a Dauntless Haven. Dauntless Haven is awesome. But this is like kind of where it should be going in terms of where it should be picked. I'm just going to take Kenra Scrapper here and stay on course. Who knows how wise this is going to end up being, but yeah. Okay, so Ronus is Stalwart. This is a fine 2-drop. I think since we're going to be paired with red, we're going to be a little more aggressive, so we don't need things like Feral Prowler. yeah. We're not getting to any late bomb right now instead of overcome, but overcome just wants all our creatures to be better anyway. I'm gonna take Ronus' Stalwart. Gets in there early. Fills a curve. It's good. Okay, so we've got this isn't a card. Gosh. Not a card, okay. Shep Oasis. I think this card is strong. And there are plenty of red cards that like mess around with deserts for me to take the Heshep Oasis. Firebrand Archer's here too. That's another 2-drop. And I've got some amount of non-creature spells. This is actually kind of tough. I think I'm going to take the Oasis. I don't like the Archer as much in this color combo. I think in something like red-black or red-blue, it's a little better. But in red-green, I think I just want to get my desert situation figured out. So this is an interesting pick. Like I said, I really like Kenra Scrapper. But there's this Desert of the Fervent. And I think I'm going to take Desert. Because while I like Kenra Scrapper, I recognize that that's kind of personal preference on my part. And I think 3-drops, just in general, are going to kind of come to me naturally. Whereas I think I have to prioritize these deserts a little higher. Alright, I'm glad I passed on the Firebrand Archer because here is another one. And yeah, happy to put this in my deck. I like this card a lot. It's reach. It's not literally reach, but it's kind of a way to deal damage to an opponent past their whatever creatures they've got. Plus, it's a 2-drop. I mean, I just like Firebrand Archer. I think it's better than it reads. Don't love Frilled Sandwalla, but I am going to take it, and I'm not going to immediately put it in the sideboard. I like Mana Sinks, and this gives you something to do. Like, it's still bad in the late game, don't get me wrong, but it gives you something to do with your mana late, and it gives you something to do with it early in case... Because sometimes you have to keep, like, a 5-lander, and if it has Frilled Sandwall in it, that's pretty good. Alright. Also, I'm really glad I passed on that second Kenra Scrapper because here's a free one. Don't want any of these cards. So I'm just going to take the Scrapper and keep moving. Deck's okay so far. I mean, I've certainly got very good cards. Frilled Sandwall might be a little too bad. Move it to the board for now. Sure. Take the sideboard Nissa's Defeat. Why not? I like these cards for sideboard just fine. Taking the Plains because we're in the league. Or we're in a league and, I don't know. I just want to be friendly. If I can make totally sure that these next 2 players are in blue, that's only good for me. It's, I'll admit, it's, like, really marginal what I just did there. Just, like, taking the land over 2 blue cards. But it's still something to be aware of, I think. So at the end of pack 1, we've got something that's going to win the game. Like, I'm really happy to get past this card, especially third. Don't really know how that happened, but I'm not fighting it by any means. All right, let's open something good in green. I have no clue what is good in green in this set. Okay, I don't love this card. Ramanap Excavator is not going to be very good for us. Oh, this is Flametongue Kavu. Alright, well, we're definitely taking this. This card is incredible. Yeah, okay. This is a cool card to open. I like this. Man, this card is so bad. Yeah. This is awesome. I am pretty happy to open Sand Strangler. It's a bummer that, again, our rare was really underwhelming. But, yeah, Sand Strangler is great. And there are a number of things here that could potentially wheel for us. So yeah, I'll take Sand Strangler. Easy peasy. Now I'm super, super glad that we kind of took deserts in the middle of pack 1 because the payoffs are there. Like, this card is great. So the payoffs are definitely there, which is nice in this set because sometimes the in-set mechanics, the X matters things are kind of a trap. And so, like, taking a flyer on some of these cards aren't really worth it. Alright, so Neighbor took a rare, but they left us in a Braid, which is freaking great. There are a lot of red cards in this pack. We've got Burning Fist Minotaur, a card that we would actively want. Frontline Devastator's okay. Rampaging Hippo, another card we'd be happy to take, but yeah, a Braid. A Braid's just perfect. Just perfect. I like this card a lot. Wish we could take it, but can't. The fact that we're getting past Eternal of Hearth Truths here is mildly concerning. I don't know why we're getting this card third. Our neighbor should be in blue. So that's kind of interesting. Don't want a third Kenra Scrapper. I don't really think we want Rampaging Hippo. Although it might be better than Quarry Beetle. What I'm looking at here is Quarry Beetle, Rampaging Hippo, and Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. I don't think it's Wall. I don't think we want Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs in our Overcome deck. I'll just take the Rampaging Hippo, I think. It cycles early, which puts it over Quarry Beetle for me. Yeah, and we just don't want a third Kenra Scrapper. I like Quarry Beetle, but I'm into this card. Okay, so what do we got? We got... This is going to basically just be a Grizzly Bear. Oof, we're getting a Dauntless Haven this late? Yeesh. Maybe this card is not as good as I'm giving it credit for, but man, have I seen it do some work. It's really, really good. So I guess the cards I'm looking at here are Hope Tender and Harrier Naga. This card has been medium. It just dies to any combat trick, and I've found so far, like, yeah, it just lives to die to combat tricks. Hope Tender, I think, is where I'm gonna go with this. The random jump from 2 to 4 might end up being relevant, and it's just a Grizzly Bear at worst, which is not terrible, especially in a deck with Overcome. So yeah, I'm happy with Hope Tender. Really happy with this Braid. Like, Braid, Sand Strangler, Overcome. I'm doing pretty well on uncommons right now, especially since these two tend to play at like rare level. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Ambuscade's great, Open Fire's great, a Braid's great. Like, yeah, I'm pretty psyched. Okay, so we've got some colorless deserts here. Scavenger Grounds, don't think I want this. Yeah, I think we're gonna want either Blur of Blades or Gift of Strength. And to me, I would rather have Gift of Strength. I don't know that the 2 damage is gonna matter. So this is just 2 mana, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature, which not really something we're in for. So to me, this pick is between Gift of Strength and Scavenger Grounds. And I think I'm just going to take Gift of Strength. When the removal is so bad in a set like this, the combat tricks get a lot of added value. Okay, here's another red uncommon. This is Manticore Eternal. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. It's ginormous and pretty good rate. Afflict 3 is nice. Attacks each combat if able is not even a drawback. At least in my mind. Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy Manticore Eternal. Kindled Fury, like I said, another card I like. A card that's going to end up being pretty good in this deck, just because we're getting ahead really early, and they're going to have to block. Like, and one of the many reasons blocking is so bad in this kind of block is because all the creatures' mechanics are aggressive, and because of things like Kindle Fury, Gift of Strength. This card is not... The reason I took Gift of Strength last pick is not because it gets in extra damage or any other reason other than that it's going to destroy one of their creatures. Bitterbow Sharpshooters is a card I've been very impressed with. But I'm already kind of set on 5-drops. This is a little tricky. Could just take Feral Prowler. It doesn't really fit with my plan. I'm just going to take Feral Prowler, I think. Like, how many 5-drops does a deck need? I think in a position like that, I think you just go with the 2-drop. Whoa! This is so late! What is happening? Holy moly! Alright, well, we didn't see a ton of deserts in this pack, but we got a second Overcome. I don't think these cards get worse in multiples. I think they just get better. Like, man. Okay. Alright, we'll take a second Overcome. I think that's just fine. Maybe I'm not giving the format for being credit for being fast enough, but jeez, like, what the hell? This is Overrun. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Alright, gonna take Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. I think this is the card most likely to make my deck. Beneath the Sands is not happening. It's just not happening. A little bummed out with how low the desert count is here so far. This Sand Strangler's not looking great, but you know, there's always time in pack 3. There are some deserts there. Okay, here's another free 5-drop. Crash Through, not a card we want to take at all. Man, still wrapping my head around this. That's crazy. Huh. Maybe people aren't taking it because this format is so fast, but I feel like we've got enough firepower to get us to the portion of games where Overcome is generally good. Wow, Quarry Beetle. Alright. Think we're set on 5. I don't even think I want this card in my deck. Sheesh. Gilded Ceradon. This card's great. Yikes. We need the deserts, but yeah. I guess Quarry Beetle's okay because it gets back Desert of the Fervent. Alright, we can take a free 3-drop. That'll be good. Is this card better than Quarry Beetle, I wonder? We'll take Rivulet. Just in case things go really bad, we just have a card that is desert and tapped for colorless. Jeez, no one wants to touch blue. I found the sweetest decks in this format so far are all blue. But, whatevs. Okay, a bunch of cards we can't take. A bunch of really good cards. Oh, I guess Magma Spray. Magma Spray will be good. Yeah, I went into the uncommons first. I was just like looking through, like this rare is not a card. This Bone Picker is great. Destined to Lead's great. My eyes were just kind of like going from here, then down here, then up here again, Cartouche, and then oh, Magma Spray. Sure. So yeah, we're gonna take Magma Spray. Yeah, nothing else really here for us. A lot of good black cards here. Bone Picker, Destined to Lead, Cartouche of Ambition. But enough good green cards too. I have no hope that like Electrify is going to come back to us, but that'd be nice. But yeah, I'm happy to take Magma Spray here, but I think Magma Spray is just fine. Okay, they took the rare again, so we've got our choice of Battlefield Scavenger, or Electrify, or Manticore. I think it's between Electrify and Battlefield Scavenger. And I think... I don't like Battlefield Scavenger enough to take it. I'm just going to take the removal spell, I think. Electrify was nothing special in Triple Amonkhet Limited, but I think it gets a little better because this format I think is a little slower. I also have 12 creatures, which seems really low. And I've got a lot of removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. But Battlefield Scavenger is really underwhelming, and I think Nimbleblade Kenra, which is just another 2-drop, is going to wheel in this pack anyway. Yeah, I'm going to take Electrify. Okay. So, more green-black goodies coming through me. I'm looking at Manglehorn, Scaled Behemoth. I don't think it's Scaled Behemoth because I think we're set on just expensive cards. This is going to be a 17 land deck that could be 16, but no. I think we've got too many 5s to have a 17 land deck. I'm just going to take Manglehorn. There are actually plenty of artifacts in Amonkhet between that uncommon cycle of the monuments, and a lot of decks have this in them now. So yeah, I think Manglehorn is just fine. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Man, Talkrop Elite. Where are the White Drafters at? Yeesh. Okay, so here's the 2-drop that we just kind of get to take because there's nothing else here for us somehow. I mean, we could take Spidery Grasp if we wanted to. Jeez, Talkrop Elite, Winged Shepherd, Binding Mummy. A lot of white. Drink deep, neighbors. I like this card quite a bit. It's possible that we want to take Painted Bluffs over it, but I'm good just taking the 2-drop. Like, this card gets in a lot of damage. It sneaks in a lot of creatures through. I mean, I kind of have dreams of targeting a Manglehorn and then ambuscading it and then attacking. Like, it just seems great. Or putting it on a Thorn Moloch, like targeting a Thorn Moloch with Pathmaker Initiate, then ambuscading the Moloch, hitting them for 4 unblockable. Yeah. I like Pathmaker Initiate a lot. Pursue Glory. Well, we don't need more of that effect, so I think I'm just going to take a Blazing Volley for the sideboard. There is an argument for Greater Sandworm, but I just don't think this deck needs it. I think I would rather have a Blazing Volley for the sideboard. Another Pathmaker Initiate's kind of exactly what I want. Initiate's Companion is tempting, but I would rather have my 2-drop have some sort of utility instead of just being like a 3/1 with what amounts to no text on it. This creature's ability is worth more than the 1 extra point of power. Huh, okay. Well, I don't want to Center's Deliverance because I already have Manglehorn. Don't want Pursue Glory because, like I said, I have enough of that effect. Greater Sandworm is not a card we're really in business for. I guess we could take a Giant Spider for the sideboard. Yeah, just in case there's some sort of really aggressive deck. We need to board out a Gilded Ceradon for it, I guess. Oh, Watchful Naga table. That's exactly what I wanted to table out of this pack. Well, I mean, I remember there were better things, but this was a a card that could realistically table, and I'm happy that it did. Okay. So this is the pack I was talking about, where I knew the Nimbleblade Kenra would wheel, and did. I think, speaking of which, I'm going to cut this one from our deck. I don't think the reach matters as much, so I'm going to take Quarry Hauler. Quarry Hauler can lead to some blowouts. Like, for example, if they kind of stack a lot of -1/-1 counters on one creature, you can put it over the edge with Quarry Hauler. Or if they have Edifice of Authority, you can remove a brick counter from it. It does a lot of things you wouldn't normally expect, in addition to taking their -1/-1 counters off of your own creatures. I don't know that I can fit it in the deck the way things are going. Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty tight, and I still have to cut a card. And I don't want to cut any of these 2s or 3s, and I don't want to cut this Magnum Spray. These 2 cards are very good. Ooh, Stinging Shot for the board. Don't mind if I do. I can't believe that Decimator Beetle's still there. That is crazy to me. Maybe Manticore Eternal is just worse than these Gilded Ceradons. Man, these Gilded Ceradons actually look pretty terrible in the deck. Maybe the play is to cut one of them. Now I have one less card that just can be a total dud. One less 4/4 for 5. Wow, Colossopede. Sure. Man, I loved this card in Triple M and Cut. Not very good, though, here. The body's got a little bigger, and it got kind of outclassed. I think this is where I want to be for the deck, right? 15 creatures is a little low. I'll admit that, but all of our other stuff is just removal. Removal and this Gift of Strength, which maybe Gift of Strength is bad. Maybe I'm just supposed to play a creature instead. Maybe I'm supposed to play Nimbleblade Kenra, or maybe this Quarry Hauler. Yeah, I don't know. I probably have to play all 3 of those deserts, including the Ipnu Rivulet, which is a little awkward. Definitely a little awkward for sure, but, you know, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so this is 23. My question here is... So let's see. Let's move this over here. So do I want Gift of Strength, or do I want Quarry Hauler? And I think it's Gift of Strength by a hair, just because the presence of the 3/3 for 3 common in green. I mean, 3 power is just a really common thing to happen upon, which is bad news for Quarry Hauler. Quarry Hauler could definitely come in against the right deck, but I think I just want the Gift of Strength here. And then, oh boy, this is just terrible. Desert, Alright. So let's add lands. Okay, nice. Moto did not think that I wanted to activate this Ipnu Rivulet, which is nice. So, wow, I guess we're just even. Even Stevens. We're 8 sources of red, 8 sources of green, and an Ipnu Rivulet. Alrighty. That is it for the deck building. I think that was pretty quick. I mean, it's nice on Moto. You can just build your deck while you're drafting, which is nice. So it shouldn't ever really take very long to build the deck, although I can imagine a point where it would, and I wouldn't blame anybody. So yeah, we've got our deck. We've got a couple of decent sideboard cards. And yeah, I am I'm ready for round 1, so I will see you there.